Tyrone, I love you. I'll see you on the other side.
What was that? What the heck? What? Bro, are you okay? Are you okay? Say something.
The only way you can save me is that touch of Tyrone.
No!
What's on you? Tanya? Oh my god. Breaking news, America. Tyrone Taylor, superfan, has died earlier this evening. A true American hero is gone.
Happy New
You
Did we get you?
Oh!
Happy New Year's, Brewers fans. We are back with another video here today.
We're back, guys. We're back.
And it's a different kind of video today.
Is it?
A little bit. We're not going to be talking about the Brewers, all right?
Whoa.
We're going to be talking about the MLB in general.
Hey, you didn't tell me about this.
You gotta tell us about these things, man.
Sorry. But, I run this place, so...
Okay.
So
We are unpaid workers here, okay?
It's a sweatshop in here. You gotta save us.
Yeah, so do that by subscribing and liking, and maybe one day,
Subscribe and like.
maybe they'll get paid one day. I don't know.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So first off, today we're going to be talking about our biggest issues with the MLB today, and we're just going to get right into it. So the first one I got on my list is the big markets are heavily favored. All right.
All right. What do you mean by that?
So I mean, teams like the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets are always going to be the first ones that are on big free agents list, right?
Can I ask you? Can I interrupt you?
Yeah, sure.
Is this a new problem? Or
No.
Okay.
It's not a new problem.
Not a
It's
new
been
problem.
going on, and it's going to happen in almost any sports league. I mean, if you think about it, like the Lakers, the Bulls sometimes, just big market teams that have more money. Yeah.
Say I raced Michael Jordan and the Bulls are.
Well, yeah, kind of. But, I mean, just the big cities, the big markets are always going to have the advantage over the smaller market teams like Tampa Bay, like Pittsburgh, like Milwaukee. And it's not really, I don't know if it's something you can fix.
It is something you can fix. You can implement a salary cap. I mean, you see NFL and NBA, they have a salary cap. They can only spend so much money. Instead, you got the Dodgers here with Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. Like, with the cap, that's not possible. You're not paying a guy $700 million for one piece of your team.
Right. Also, another idea that would be interesting is a salary minimum. So teams have to spend money. Which brings us into our next thing. Is the small market teams and some teams like the Brewers are not spending enough money, and Athletics, Pirates, the Royals, although they have been spending a little bit this offseason. Would you like to say something, Mr. Leo?
I'm gonna say, don't blame the Dodgers, blame the league, right?
Yeah,
You can't get mad at them. They're spending money. They're doing what they want to win.
It's a commissioner problem, I think, if he's the one in charge of that thing. I mean, the way all these players are going to the same teams it's not fun as a MLB fan.
Can I interrupt real quick? Do you think it's good marketing for the league? I mean, it's probably bringing more eyes. So it's got positive. You can't beat.
I'd say it's good marketing. Like, I'm sure it's bringing in a bunch of new fans, especially when they're going to the bigger markets. But I think that from a pure fan standpoint, like as a fan of the MLB in general, I don't like how all these stars just go to the same couple of teams.
Yeah. So I say it prioritizes business over the integrity of the sport.
Okay. I say you got something going on there.
But would Shohei on the Rockies bring as much profit to the MLB as Shohei on the Dodgers?
Right, I don't think so, and I think that's why it is the way it is today.
Today's video is sponsored by the top 5 funniest names in baseball history. At number 1, I got Johnny Dickshot.
That's a great pick, Colin. I'm gonna go with number 2, Dick Pole.
Okay.
Now, we all know Dick Pole is an all-time great, but my number 3 for my favorite, I have my long-lost father, Chicken Wolf.
All right. At number 4, we have the GOAT, Rusty Kuntz.
I do like Rusty
How about
Kuntz.
that one?
Overrated. In my opinion.
Okay. Who's your number 5?
Ed Head.
Oh, head game goes crazy. All right, now that we're back to our video, I will be saying a few more things that we have problems with. At number 1, I have constant bottom feeders in the league. So I'm talking about the A's. Actually, you know what? No, they were good for a few years. 2018, 2019, they were like stacked.
Were they spending any money though?
No.
I mean,
I guess you don't
Mark
have to.
Canna, but I mean,
Yeah, but they did that. Like, they avoided spending money by trading and releasing every single player. Like Matt Olson gone, Sean Murphy gone, Matt Chat.
that's when they blew everything up.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Because they didn't want to spend money.
They didn't want to stay in Oakland. But they wanted to go to Las Vegas. But
And since then, they've been constantly trashed. So,
I think with that, it's almost like it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it's good to see low markets able to compete without spending money, but I think from like greedy owners, I think they could see that as a way as like them not having to spend money and having their team still be good.
I think what the Rays are doing, I mean, what they propose to the league using this advanced metrics to find guys out of nowhere that can be really good, and they can. I mean, it's obviously good. They're winning games. I can't hate on them, but they're leading by example for other smaller markets teams to try to do the same thing. And I mean, a lot of them are trying to and failing, so that just leads to bad baseball.
There's some good in there, but also there's some bad in there.
Yeah, which kind of leads to my point I said earlier is maybe we should have a spending minimum at least, so teams like don't just like go through the whole offseason with spending $2 million the whole and tanking for several years, because that's not fun, and it's not fun for the fans or for the other teams around the league. It's not fun.
I think that's the easiest. Like, if they're at one thing, that's easy. I feel like you don't have to change too much.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I have is I think they could do a so much better job of marketing. They're like younger players, not even young players, but just like the NBA does a great job of marketing. They have, I mean, every team, the casual NBA fan could probably name maybe 10 to 15 players. The casual baseball fan or just casual sports fan, I don't know if they can name 5 MLB players, right? Like,
Here's one thing I'll say about that. The NBA
is global.
It's more it's global. I'm gonna say it's more of like a individual type of sport.
Yeah,
that's true.
And baseball, it's a team sport. Everyone gets the same amount of at bats. It doesn't really matter. So I mean, it's kind of the game of baseball is not helping the image too much. But I mean, when you have like guys like Trey Young and Jason Tatum going out there dropping 40 a game,
that is true.
It's going to help their image for sure.
Yeah,
I think that the fact that MLB has a different route of getting to like the MLB compared to the NFL and NBA also helps, because like you can market these kids while they're in college.
Yeah.
Because once they're done with college, you're going straight to the leagues.
Yeah.
But after college, they're getting drafted, then getting put in the minors.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to market when they're not in the league for such a long time.
That is a good point, but I think they could also maybe market like their top prospects more. Chourio really didn't get marketed much, and he's insane, and like Adley, I know, like kind of once they get called up, finally the hype gets to them, but like I feel like I don't know anything about, or barely anything about the MLB draft, because none of the players get marketed or promoted or anything at all. It's just like I don't know who's projected to go number 1 this year, and I don't know. I feel like they could maybe change that a little bit, but
also, why would you care? They're not going to play for like 3 more years. So
yeah, I mean, although like Paul Skeens, like he already last year he got drafted, and the Pirates were already thinking about like calling him up. So I mean, I think it is tougher. It's a different sport than the NFL or NBA, but I think they could still do maybe a little better job.
And I think that can go into Rob Manfred's role with the MLB. Like just trying to make the sport more entertaining for people, which I think he did a good job last year. Implementing the pitch clock was like changed.
Give him a little round of applause.
Good job. That was solid. We don't like you,
That's
but good job.
Rob Manfred, I think he's on my list for a problem with MLB.
He's
but
on the hit list.
He is on the hit list.
We're gonna kill you, man.
I will say though, I don't know about the bigger bases, but I think the pitch clock was huge. I know the views for the MLB last year were pretty much, in the regular season anyways, went way up compared to years past.
And fan attendance was
was great.
Yeah.
I will say that was something that I don't know. Maybe it was talked about like years past, but I don't think any other commissioner, they were probably just too scared to do it, because baseball is such a traditional thing. It's like a big time rule change like that. It just doesn't really happen.
Right. With the history of baseball making
Yeah.
those changes, it's you can't compare
Right.
it to making
Like-
a change like that in the
Right.
NBA, right?
Like with the bigger bases, I mean, the steal numbers, even with last year, like Acuna, 70 steals, like they're just now everything's gonna be skewed. You have to look before the bigger bases and then steals after the bigger bases. Kind of like with the 3-point line in the NBA, like Kareem, it was the highest scored player of all time for several years, decades, without the 3-point line for most of his career. So it's like, yeah, I think that was one thing that really that was
Adding on to what you're saying, it could be a new era for baseball, and I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. So
yeah, for
I'm all
sure.
here for it.
Yeah. They do, and talking about like marketing, I will say that like De La Cruz, they really promoted him. We call it glazing, but I think at the same. Like and subscribe. Go Brewers.